It is the first month of the new year, and we are all excited about that. This is a time when we are full of promise and resolve to do better than the previous year and hope that we won't get repeats of the past. This new year brings in a whole new vibe, and we can make this year a fresh start. But that won't happen with resolutions, new goals, and hope or wistful thinking. It will happen with resolve, intention, determination, and operating from a fresh perspective. January 2024 is an opportunity for a fresh start, but that begins after we take care of some loose ends and unfinished business. So bring in the fresh energy, but don't ignore those nagging leftover thoughts and ends that demand our attention because they may become our stumbling blocks later this year. January's energy report reminds us that root light, maintenance, and energy tune-ups are essential to a smooth journey. And this 2024 edition of the newsletter begins my 21st year of writing the newsletter, energy reports, and sharing these insights, resources, and information with you. It is January, and we are in the year that promises fresh starts and new beginnings. After the heavy energy of the last 4 years, and especially that of 2023, we are ready for anything that is not a repeat of the past. But before we try to move ahead too quickly, January's energy will be sending us reminders that any old business with crops up requires our attention and resolution. Completion and closure are especially important now, and if we don't want a repeat of the past, we will have to give it some attention now and then. This new letter marks 21st year of writing and sharing these insights, resources, and information with the world. Little did I know when I was first conducted in October 2003 by Archangel Uriel that I would be doing this work for over 2 decades. To be honest, I thought it would be about 6 months and then I would continue with my career in business and technology. In fact, all I wanted to do was to be a senior VP of IT in a Fortune 50 company. Just goes to show that the universe has its own plans. I don't regret any of it. It has been an honor and a privilege to be part of this ascension cycle. But it has had its moments and we have shared a lot together. And when I was sharing the GPS 2024 theme of the shift with my guides, I had to laugh because the first series I wrote in February 2004 with the first newsletter was on the shift, so we have come full circle. In the 8th year, that is 2024, January's 1st, one energy makes this month a 9 vibe, which is the number of completion. So yes, there will be times when we have to go over old ground as we prepare for new paths. this is not a bad thing. It's simply part of life. The difference now is we can truly put the past in the past where it belongs and not have to crop up at the most inconvenient times and disrupt the present, preventing us from moving forward. A 9-month at the beginning of the year just creates an opportunity for review and reconsideration of old business. It is okay to start new things. We just cannot ignore the past, and we have Mercury in retrograde shadow until January 21. We never truly put the past away. Part of our mind's function is to remember the past so we don't repeat unwanted or unnecessary actions that have not worked out before. Now we have the understanding and spiritual maturity to use the past more purposefully and intentionally as a stepping stone instead of a milestone. January's theme is revelation that this sounds good to me. So much of what has happened in the last 4 years in particular, and in the 15 years of Pluto, Capricorn, has been an exercise in fertility, disappointment, challenge, and testing our commitment. I look back on when Pluto entered Capricorn in 2008, and I am inspired by the growth, awakening, and new awareness that is introduced, although forced would be a better word. Of course, I would have preferred that is not accompanied by so many challenges on so many levels, but that is what Pluto does. This Pluto cycle is no different. In fact, it was even more global in nature because of the internet and of the level of connection we have today. And this month, Pluto finally exits Capricorn and begins its 20-year journey into Aquarius. That is going to bring a monumental shift in global energies, and that is already beginning. It will make a brief return to Capricorn later this year, but by November it will be fully in Aquarius and ready to begin its work there. It was rather sobering to realize that when Pluto leaves Aquarius in 2043, I will be well into my 80s. For many of us, we will spend the rest of our lives with Pluto in Aquarius. Some of us may see Pluto enter Pisces. For the Pluto in Leo generation, from 1938 to 1958, Pluto in Aquarius will be a Pluto opposition. The opposition now will see the dismantling of the system, and it is high time. It is often allows to get things out of control before it comes in and brings its own version of truth and right sizing. We are due for this change now, and Pluto in Aquarius is going to usher in the light that will further unravel so much of the 3D darkness that we have lived in for a very long time. Pluto works like a glacier, moving slowly and steadily forward, carving up the land as it passes over it. The results of a glacier's movement are not immediately visible, but the landscape it moves over the permanently altered. January's new moon on the 11th is the last hurrah of Pluto in Capricorn, as it features a wide but potent aspect to Pluto. It is not going to leave Capricorn without reminding us all of the changes it brought, so we don't forget that our landscape has been permanently altered. There is no returning to the old ways, so we might as well accept that a new higher vibe paradigm has moved in and learn how to make the most of it. The full moon on January 25 features Pluto front and center as it makes a conjunction to the Sun Aquarius and opposes the Moon in Leo. And there is more Capricorn action this month, especially at a full moon, which will take us into February. With Mercury, Venus, and Mars all in Capricorn. We are not finished with that energy yet. This will bring in the personal aspects of Capricorn's clearing, and there is any old business we have not taken care of yet. We will have a chance to do so in late January, going into February. I am already getting rave reviews for the GPS 2024 program, The Shift from students. They are saying the first lesson made me realize how much I limit myself and try to fix everyone. I am definitely going to apply the synergy lesson to my life now. And the harmony lesson was a big one for me. I now understand my need to avoid conflict and keep everyone happy. Not doing that anymore is going to be such a relief.